Looking to move him out of the way. Strother, of course! The Julian Strother game!
In a do-or-die situation, an unlikely hero emerged for the Nuggets, giving them a huge spark off the bench, and the Thunder never saw it coming. But let's start from the beginning. Denver faced problems even before the game started, with Jamal Murray being listed as questionable because he was feeling sick with flu-like symptoms. But in his mind, there weren't any questions.
When you woke up this morning, was there any chance you didn't play in this game?
Absolutely not.
And you could tell he came prepared right off the bat.
Murray for three. Got it and a foul. Chance at a 4-point play for Jamal Murray. Murray, nice move off the bounce. And Jamal Murray, a hot start. He's got 6 points already.
And I gotta interrupt his streak for a second with this gorgeous move by the Joker.
Took it all the way. Jokic with the spin and the basket, like a dancing bear.
A spot-on commentary. Anyway, the first period was all about Jamal.
Murray trying to get free. Caruso on him. Murray passed him, hangs. Scoop and score, Jamal Murray. 9 points out of the 13 for the Nuggets. Braun drives, fires to Murray, fakes the pass, and hits for mid-range. 11 points, 4 of 5 from the floor.
11 points on 80% efficiency, looking fresher than ever in the opening quarter. And to continue the trend we started, here's another genius move by Jokic.
Entry pass, Jokic. Jokic puts it in.
The Nuggets were rolling to a 10-point lead by taking care of the ball and finding the best possible shot on the floor. And then the Brodie came in and totally disrupted what was a perfect scenario thus far for Denver.
Swings it. Tried to get it back. The pass by Westbrook broken up beautifully. Jokic battling with Jalen Williams. Westbrook on the fall away, not even close. And Jalen Williams rebounds. Westbrook again driving, turns it over again.
A 6-1 swing for OKC in 1 minute of action forced by the shenanigans of Westbrook. And watch him here taking the 3 with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Bro, you're 31% from deep in the playoffs. Why rush the shot? So SGA used the momentum to close the gap to just 3 points at the end of the first quarter.
Bodying as SGA goes to the left hand and banks it in. What a shot by SGA with a second left.
The Thunder continued to build on that in the second as well by doing what they know best, and that is turning defense into offense.
What a play by Jalen Williams to steal the inbound pass. Holmgren in transition, flies in there, and slams it down. Timeout, Denver. Nuggets having all kinds of issues just getting the ball in.
Then Cason Wallace came in and blitzed the Nuggets all by himself.
Corner three, good. Cason Wallace ties the game at 37. Holmgren missed them both, but kept alive by Caruso, and Williams tried to save it in the backcourt and does to Wallace.
That's already just 2 plays by Caruso on both ends where you see his value.
Wow, Wallace showing great speed. This is one of the fastest teams in the league. They're going to let us play. Well, that was in the first quarter, not in the second. A lot more whistles here in this frame. Another Denver turnover, alley-oop, Holmgren over Jokic.
A 9-2 run fueled by Wallace gave OKC a 4-point lead. And the bank was still open for Shai, who was in shock he didn't get the whistle on this one.
Gilgeous-Alexander banked that one in. He thought he was fouled on the play, didn't get the whistle.
Seeing that one fall, Alexander felt pretty confident, so...
Gilgeous-Alexander, step back three. That's good! Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with his first three-pointer of the game. He's catching fire here late in the first half.
And a couple of possessions later, he did a great job by drawing the defense all around him before kicking the ball out for a wide-open look by Chet.
Gilgeous-Alexander weaving through traffic, out to Williams. Extra pass, Holmgren, wide open, buries a three.
Holmgren capped off another mini run of 11-2 by the Thunder for their biggest lead of the night. On the other end, after almost 4 minutes without a bucket, Christian Braun answers the call.
Braun walks back behind the line, answers with the triple.
Braun finally stops the bleeding, and Jokic gets the best out of Shai with his quick hands to steal the ball away and force the foul. This was the 4th personal for SGA, who had to sit down. So here come the Nuggets storming back right before halftime.
In the final stages of the first half, Gordon slams it through. Denver back within 5 with a minute left. Murray hasn't scored in the quarter, 11 in the first. Driving here, goes to the left hand. What a sweet move, hanging and finishing Jamal Murray. Braun to tie it, got it!
Denver responded with an electric 12-0 run to tie the game, thinking that they had the last word before the half. Well, Lou Dort had something to say about that.
3 seconds left. Fires to Dort with one, launches and hits. Lou Dort beats the buzzer. buzzer with a rainbow three. And that ends a Denver 12-0 run.
Dort buries a cold-blooded three to calm down the roaring crowd a bit. And the second half didn't start the way the Nuggets fans would prefer either, because
here's Porter, quiet first half. That was way short by about 3 feet on the teardrop.
Michael Porter is having his worst playoff series of his career so far, just 7 points per game on 28% from downtown against the Thunder. It's evident that the shoulder injury from the Clippers series is bothering him a lot. Regardless, the two MVP candidates started going head-to-head.
Jokic, 8 rebounds, 3 assists to go with the 12 points, puts it on the floor here, hangs, and finishes.
What a tough finish that was.
Lead back to 3 for Denver. Gilgeous-Alexander with a sidestep and score, plus a foul. Quiet, just 5 shot attempts, 5 points. Jokic in the paint, going at Holmgren and floating it up and home. Is Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 20 points, canning the 3.
With neither one backing down, the third quarter turned into a gritty, hard-fought battle with Jokic and Shai leading their teams through every possession. What's MPJ on the Nuggets, that's J-Dub on the Thunder in this series, at least on the offensive end. As good as Williams has been defensively, he's been non-existent shooting the ball. Another atrocious outing of just 6 points on 3 of 16 from the field. So in a very low-scoring stretch when nothing came easy on both sides, Coach Adelman inserted Julian Strawther in the game, who triggered an astonishing chain of events.
Strawther for 3. Julian Strawther with his first points of the game. Gilgeous-Alexander driving, goes to the left hand. Layup no good. Holmgren swatted by Jokic. Ahead to Murray. Challenged by Williams, and Murray scores! Denver pushes its lead to 5 with a minute to go in the third. And an offensive foul called on Jalen Williams on the screen. That's his 4th. Murray around 2 screens. Holmgren picks him up. Murray keeps the bounce. Now to the corner. Strawther again, and another one! The 23-year-old who played sparingly during the regular season coming up huge in Game 6. Draws Hartenstein on the switch. Fires underneath. Strawther puts it in!
Oh my goodness, a 10-0 furious run sparked by Murray and Strawther flips the entire arena on its head. And things would have been perfect if it wasn't for this suspicious foul by Braun on SGA. However, the Nuggets had an 8-point lead going into the final period, which Murray extended right away.
Off the bench, had 9 in a game in this playoffs. 3-pointer from Jamal Murray goes down.
Down by 11, and with Jay gone missing, the veteran for this team, Alex Caruso, stepped up when they needed a boost.
And here go the Thunder in transition. Caruso got it to go. What a play with Watson trying to swat it.
As I said before, here is Williams poking the ball away from Gordon on one end, and then
it's again pushing ahead to Williams. Watson with a great play gets the swat. One of the elite shot blockers in the league. Strawther takes it to the cup. Westbrook with the follow. Lead back to 9 for Denver.
A crucial 4-point swing for Denver right here. First with the block by Payton, and then Russ with the great follow-up after Julian's miss. And they let Strawther play one-on-one against Jay here, which ended up with a foul and 2 made free throws for the youngster. So after sitting the first 4 minutes of the last period, Jokic came back with one thing on his mind, and that is to seal the deal as soon as possible.
Jokic rested the first 4 minutes and 7 seconds. He's come back fresh, and Jokic from deep gives Denver a 12-point lead. Denver trying to force a Game 7, which would be in Oklahoma City Sunday. Jokic up and down.
Big Papa with 5 straight points put his team up by 14, and the crowd went crazy. But Jokic is at his best when he's making plays for the others.
Jokic, oh what a pass! No look to Christian Braun. That was some sorcery by Nikola Jokic. And Jokic going right back at him, just backing him down, looking to move him out of the way. Strawther, of course! The Julian Strawther game!
Julian Strawther puts the exclamation point on this game with his 15-point all in a span of 10 minutes. Unbelievable. The guy who scored 17 total in the entire playoffs so far came in and gave the Nuggets an energy injection in an elimination game. The Thunder made one last push to try and come back in the game, but it was too little too late as Denver remained calm at the foul line to close it out. The Nuggets are headed to their 7th Game 7 in the Jokic-Jamal era, and they've been pretty successful at it with a 4-2 record. So with all the experience and the best player on the planet on their side, I give them the slight advantage over the Thunder on Sunday. And the Celtics, with their backs against the wall themselves, turned to none other than Luke Cornett to be their hero. I broke down his phenomenal game that gave Boston just what they needed in order to survive have to fight another day. Check it out right here and talk to you in the next one. Peace out.